Hey guys, how's it going? So this is going to be the unboxing portion for the Razer Kishi Ultra Controller. So this is Razer's new flagship mobile controller that's compatible with Android, iPhones and iPad minis, and other Android devices. So as you see, also I kind of have the Razer Kishi 2 Pro Xbox Edition, plus the regular Razer Kishi 2 Pro with the Razer Edge that I have right here. So I'm actually really excited for this controller because the Razer Kishi V2 is already a great controller, so I can only imagine how good this controller is going to be. Oh wait, I don't need scissors for this. So let's open this up. I spoke too soon. I am going to need scissors. I really should just stop using scissors and probably get a box opener, but all right. Let's see if I can get this to come out. No, I cannot, because there's one more sticker. All right, now all stickers off. Let's open this up. Why won't you open up? Another sticker in the way. All right. All right, for real this time, third time the charm. We're gonna open this up. Let's see, come on, slide out. Slide out, slide out. It's, there we go. Wait, I got it. Got it. All right, got it. Pull in this. Yep. Wow, I really did shake this thing up, but oh, let you know that there's different pads. So I do know that the Razer V2 controller already came with like his pads, but looks like this one comes with even more pads. It has A pads, B pads, and C pads. Designed for iPads, pair C. C pads are designed for Androids. Pad Bs are designed for iPad minis. Pad As are designed for iPhone 15s. And devices with cases, you take off both pads completely if you have a phone case on your phone. That's actually great knowledge. That lets me know that this controller is compatible with most devices. So, speaking of which, let's pull out the controller and god dang. Woo! Man, look at this. Compare this to like the Razer 2 Pro. This is a significantly bigger controller. Like, let me take this tablet thing out. Like, look at this thing. This is significantly bigger. And when I mean bigger, I mean it is bigger. So yeah, this really does feel like a full-fledged controller, which honestly I think is a good thing. It's really cool. So the ABXYs are mechanical clicks. The buttons are significantly bigger compared to the Razer Kishi and the Kishi V2 Pro in the Xbox Edition. The buttons are way bigger. The D-pad is also mechanical keys, which I like. Compared to this one, it kind of feels like mechanical keys, but it's a little different. But this one actually has a nice roll to it. This is really nice. And the joysticks compared to the old one, these are full-fledged concave joysticks, which I actually like these a lot. All right, so you do have triggers. So the triggers, I don't know if they're Hall effect or not. I gotta check on the case, but they feel nice. They feel decent. LB and RB, they feel nice with, of course, the 2 additional programmable buttons. It's very similar to the Razer Kishi V2 Pro, but it's pretty much the same, except it's a little bit bigger. Like this Ultra controller is overall like a bigger controller compared to the regular Kishi, which so far I have no complaints about. I am actually very curious. I know that they came with like all these different pads where they said A is for iPhone 15, pad B is for, let's say A is for Apple i15, B is for the tablet, and C is for Android. So I probably should take these off and grab my Android. So I'm gonna put this one here. And I'm gonna put this one here and make sure that it fits in the grooves all the way. All right. So this is right here is my Razer Edge. I have already owned the Razer Edge. Usually when you get this for like around like 400, it was originally around 400 to 500 bucks. 400 for the Wi-Fi edition, 500 for the cellular data that you can get with Verizon. But recently this has went down all the way down to $250, which is honestly a steal for the Razer Edge. It's a really great like little gaming tablet that you can get. So I'm curious to see how this will work with the Razer Edge because I already have the Nexus software that's supposed to be compatible with it. Plug it up. Nice, it glows up. I like this RGB ring around it. I wonder if I push the Razer button, will it recognize it? Pulling this out. Of course, it sees all my apps. I actually want to see if it recognizes the controller. So it looks like it does recognize the controller already. The button remapping key works. Oh, a new slot has opened up. I can control the RGB with this thing, which is nice. Oh, by the way, this is like the like Razer software. Usually you can find the software on the Google App Store. So this basically software works for the Razer Kishi V2 and it looks like it works for this Razer Kishi Ultimate as well. So it looks like I can make wave switch. That's nice. Spectrum and go from speed and I can make it static if I want to. Which, yeah, this is pretty cool. Actually, I wasn't done. Wait, I wasn't done yet. With this controller though, I wonder if there's like another firmware. Nope, it looks like they haven't released any new firmware for this controller yet. But the only thing that's different when plugging this controller up to my Razer Edge compared to the V2 is that I get to control the RGB. The button mapping is the same. I can make this whatever I want. I'm going to make you X and I'm going to make you Y just because. Controller options. I see got haptic feedback strength. I got a voice filter in. Filters out voices from your recording so they don't have to be used as inputs for audio haptics. Okay, cool, that's really nice. Automatic infrared vibrations, dead zone adjustment for Android games and dead zones adjustment for PC games. Ooh, this is nice, I like this. So you got a dead zone mode, okay. How do I, okay, that's how you switch between the two. So yeah, this software is actually really nice. And it got dead zones for PC games. So it looks like you can use this controller for your PC as well. That's nice. And it looks like this controller, yes, it supports X input and D input and it has auto X input mode. So basically, if you don't know about this, so basically when you're playing Android games, there's some games that work better with the HID or D input. There's some games that work better with X input. This will automatically switch on. When this switches on, this automatically chooses between X input mode or the HID input mode. So that way you won't have to guess for each and every Android game. But yeah, this is really nice. I think I should start playing some games. I actually want to plug this up to my PC to do an input latency test with this controller and also do a like a joystick accuracy test, knowing that now that this controller works with PC as well. But this is overall feels like a really solid upgrade compared to the Kishi V2 Pro. So yeah, without further ado, let's switch over to my PC and let's test out the joysticks and input latency. All right, guys, so here I have the controller hooked up to my PC with the connection as an X input mode. So as you see, I have the controller right here. It's detected. You can see all the buttons and even the 2 programmable buttons right here that got set to X and Y. So without further ado, we're going to do a joystick accuracy test and let's just see how accurate the joysticks are. Going over. All right, so let's see. Can I get this one? Can I get the right stick to a 10? Yep, 10% error rate on both sides. Yeah, so it looks like both sticks are relatively even out as far as like where the outer layers are, but it looks like it has an average input latency of 10% for the joysticks, which isn't bad at all for X input controller. So yeah, moving along, let's do an X input latency test on this controller. All right, guys, so here we are in X input tester. So we're going to test the input latency of this controller hooked up to my PC using the USB-C port that's bottom right here that connects to my PC. So I'm just curious to see what the input latency is on this controller. All right, a lot of 3.9s, 3.8s, 3.9s, and here we go. Polling rate of 254 with the average input latency of 3.9 milliseconds. So looking at this looks pretty good for this controller. About 250 polling rate, just like the Razer Kishi V2, with the average input latency around 3.9, which is exactly the same as the Kishi V2, which is nothing to complain about. But now I'm going to test the X input latency using this USB-C connection right here, rather than using this port for the PC connection, just to see if there's any difference. All right, guys, so now I have the Kishi Ultra Controller hooked up via USB-C connection on the phone port side to my PC as an X input mode device. So let's see if the input latency changes. And no, it does not. It is exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but the polling rate and the polling average input latency 3.9 milliseconds with a 255 polling rate. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So it doesn't matter which USB-C port you get. You don't get much of an advantage. All right, now, so I've been using this controller with my Razer Edge for quite some time, and here are my thoughts on this Razer Kishi Ultra controller. First off, I would like to say that this controller overall is an upgrade compared to the V2 Pro controller. I like the fact that this controller has bigger, full-fledged joysticks that actually feel a lot better compared to using these old, like Nintendo Switch small little analog joysticks. The fact of the matter is having bigger joysticks just feels better to me. I also like the fact that the D-pad on this controller is significantly better compared to the old V2 Pro controller. I kind of like the circular round D-pad where I can actually make all the 8-way axis, and it just feels nice to click when you're going up, down, left, right, or up, left, up, right, down, left, down, right. Another cool thing about this Razer Kishi Ultra controller is the fact that it can expand not just to fit any iPhones or Android phones, but also can fit majority of different tablets. And the fact that you got the rubber silicons that you can pull out and like swap them out with different parts makes this controller also extremely compatible. Now, I won't say extremely compatible, but will make this controller very compatible with phones with phone cases and tablets with cases on it. So if you're looking for a controller that's compatible with phone cases or tablet cases, this is definitely one of those controllers that are compatible with most phone cases and tablet cases. Using this controller on a PC, I have to say, like, the controller, it gets the job done as a PC controller. It works pretty well, has an average input latency, and I've felt no issues using this controller on PC. And it's also nice that this controller works on PC with no additional costs, unlike some other fucking controllers. With that being said, also this Razer Kishi Ultra is also compatible with the Razer Nexus app, which I really think is a really cool app to use for playing a majority of different mobile games, and also take advantage of the touchscreen controls, and also to make your phone or tablet more streamlined as far as downloading and playing your Android games. With that being said, the only downside I have for this controller is honestly the price of this controller. So currently this controller is priced at 150 USD. With that being said, I think 150 is a little bit too much for this controller. If it was a controller that gave me like 4 programmable buttons instead of 2, or the fact that this controller came with Hall of Fat joysticks along with the 4 programmable buttons, I could see it being for $150, but honestly, I think for $150, it's a bit much for my liking. I honestly see this controller more so like 120 or like 130 USD. I would definitely recommend this controller. I mean, the controller isn't bad. It's just 150 USD is a bit much for what you're getting for this controller. Yes, this controller does work on mobile and does work on PC as well, which great. With all the silicone rubber pads that you can pull out, so that way you can make it work with Android and tablets, and also make it work with majority of different phone cases. It's just $150 still. That is a bit much for a mobile controller. With that being said, if I was to rate this controller from 1 through 10,
At $150, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10. Like I said before, you're slightly above average for a $150 controller. It's nice that you work on mobile and that you work on PC as well, but again, for $150, you could have gave me like 4 programmable buttons, or at least give me Hall of Fame joysticks. I'm just saying, $150 is a bit much for a mobile controller. Now, if you can find this controller on sale, I have seen this controller go on sale on Amazon sometimes for like 130 USD. If you find it for 100 USD, then yeah, I will feel more comfortable with people actually purchasing the Razer Kishi Ultra Controller. But if other than that, it's not a bad buy. I don't regret buying this controller. It's just $150. I do feel like it is a bit much for this mobile controller. With that being said, those are my thoughts for the Razer Kishi Ultra Controller. Alright guys, that's it for this review. If you found this review very helpful, you should do me a favor and hit that like button for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that way you guys can be notified of when the next time that I put out another controller review, whether it be on the PC end or the mobile end. Again, I really do enjoy doing these controller reviews. I really do enjoy exploring more of these mobile controllers because mobile gaming in general has just been going up lately, and we're starting to see a lot more mobile controllers, and I got a couple more that I'm actually working on reviews on right now. So that is a good reason why you should hit that notification bell, and until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.